Hello and welcome to Baking on a Budget. Now this time what we have is a beautiful restaurant quality meal really. This is chicken in peppercorn sauce. I'm going to be serving this with roast potatoes, glazed carrots and some green beans. Absolutely marvellous meal. A little bit more expensive than what I normally do, but this is going to be an absolutely beautiful meal, folks. So we have everything we need to make it over here. I'm going to tell you exactly how much all of this costs, what the quantities are, and then we're going to take it stage by stage. To begin with, we have 1 onion at 9p. We have 1 clove of garlic at 4p. We have 2 teaspoons of black pepper, crushed black pepper at 12p. We've got 60 grams of butter at 56p. We've got 2 tablespoons of brandy at 30p. And we have 150 ml of double cream at 66p. We got 1 chicken stock at 12p, and we got a chicken breast at £1.36. For the veg, we have 1 carrot, 7p. We have 150 grams of potato. These are Maris Piper potatoes for the roasting, beautiful. And we have 60 grams of green beans at 8p. Sorry, the potatoes were 18p. So if we add all that together, this is £3.54, which, as I say, is quite expensive for the type of meal which I normally do. But this is going to be absolutely beautiful. We're splashing out a little bit. £3.54 for chicken in peppercorn sauce. Restaurant quality food. Can be absolutely delicious. Let's get to it. First thing we want to do is prep the veg. I'm just going to top and tail the carrot and I'll peel it. I'm going to run through this very quickly. I have covered it in numerous other videos. And really the star of the show in this video is the peppercorn sauce. That's going to be the thing which transforms this meal, just from some fried chicken into a beautiful quality meal. So I'm going to get all this veg prepared and then we'll take it from there. So we've got all this chopped up. These are going to be beautiful roast potatoes. The Maris Piper makes a beautiful roast potato. We're going to get the carrots in a pan with a little piece of the butter that we had earlier. And to that I'm just going to, sorry, I forgot to put this into the costings, but really it's a pinch of basil, and I'm going to put a pinch of oregano in there. That's not even half a teaspoon. So, but it'll bring out the flavour of these carrots and be absolutely beautiful. Now the carrots will take the longest to do because they are the toughest of the veg. So I'm going to put some boiling water in there and I'm going to get that on the hob. Next we go with the potatoes, and the potatoes are simply going in this pan. Again, cover them with boiling water. This will just speed the process up if you've already boiled the water. And they will go on the hob. And now what I want to do is just take a couple of spoonfuls of these cut green beans. Fantastic, that will do me fine. And again, we'll cover them with some boiling water and we'll put them on a low heat on the hob, and all of this veg will come together at the same time. Now for the sauce, the first thing we want to do is get a good chunk of that butter in the pan, and I'm going to put this on the hob and let it melt down very slowly. And then we want to prepare the onion for this. Now this is I'm going to chop this fairly finely for the sauce. Very good, and then we'll chop that in half. And as I say, I'm going to do this as a fairly fine dice for the sauce. That is going to be fine. That would probably do me for the sauce actually. So I'll wrap this onion, stick it in the fridge, and we'll use that for something tomorrow. Now the garlic is also going to get minced, and I'll stick that in the garlic press and we'll mince that garlic. Beautiful. There we are. Right, that's that ready. Let's have a look at the butter. Okay, everything's bubbling away on the hob. The butter has nicely melted. To it, I'm going to add a tablespoon of the brandy. And to that, I'm going to add the onion and the garlic. Now, I'm just going to let this sweat really long time, low heat. We want all of that to come together there. And we want this onion to soften, and the garlic, the flavours from the garlic to get mixed in there with the brandy and the butter. As I say, the star of the show is going to be the peppercorn sauce. Okay, as everything is on the hob right now, what I'm going to do is prepare this chicken breast. The thing with the chicken breast is not much of it here, quite a lot of it there. So what I want to do is try to flatten that. This will help to tenderize it and also it'll help to make it cook more evenly. So I'm going to whack it with this rolling pin. That will do it. That will cook through evenly, and it will be just much better to tenderize it and sort it out like that. Okay, now first thing off the hob is, let's take a look at the potatoes. The potatoes have sort of part-boiled. They're still holding themselves together, but they're nice and soft, and they are ready for the oven. So I'm going to strain them off, get them in some oil, and get them in the oven. Okay, and with the potatoes in the oven, what we can do is get on to the next stage of the sauce. Those onions have practically caramelized. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. That's the onions in the brandy and the butter with the garlic. Very good. Next thing we're going to do is add the double cream. For this, we want about 150 ml of this double cream. That's about it there. And we want to stir that in. I have a chicken stock cube, which I'm just going to crumble into there. And as the cream heats up, this will all melt down and make a beautiful rich sauce. Now, to that, the star of the show again, the black pepper. This is a peppercorn sauce, so we want quite a bit of pepper in there. So I'm just going to keep going with this for some time until we have the right quantity. Okay, now that probably equates to about 2 teaspoons, I would say, of black pepper. Coarsely ground black pepper, and we're now just going to let this sit here for a little while over a very low heat and let it thicken and come together. And what we'll do is at the end of this, we'll add the juices from the chicken into the sauce, and that is going to be absolutely marvelous. Okay, the potatoes are sizzling away in the oven. The sauce is thickening up nicely. That's looking beautiful. The carrots are doing well. This is going good. So what we're going to do is start with the chicken. So I'm going to put the rest of the butter in there, and I'm going to get some heat under it. We'll just let that butter melt down. Okay, and with the butter melted in the pan, we're going to simply take the chicken breast, stick it in the pan. Now, we're going to keep an eye on this. I'll do 2 or 3 minutes this side, I'll flip it, do it another 2 or 3 minutes. Then I'm going to cut into it and just see how far it is cooked through, and if it needs a little longer, we'll give it a little longer. But look at that sauce, that's coming together really nicely. That's thickening up there. That's going to be a beautiful sauce. Okay, now the chicken has had a few minutes either side. As I say, I'm just going to cut into it. It's still a little bit pink in the middle, so I'm going to leave that for a little while longer. We'll check it again, and it's almost there. Okay, the chicken's had a couple of more minutes, and I'm just going to test that again. I just like to make absolutely sure that this is cooked all the way through. That is looking absolutely beautiful, actually. We'll flip it, give it another minute, and then that's ready to go. Okay, the chicken is definitely done at this point, so I'm going to take it out of the pan and just let it rest for a moment or two. And what I'm going to do with this pan, let's have a look, we'll turn the gas off. I'm just going to give it another touch of this brandy to loosen it up from the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to get all of this into the sauce. Beautiful juices there, butter and a little touch of brandy. We'll get that into the sauce. That's going to darken the sauce, thicken it up again. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that sauce. Now that's had no corn flour or anything, it's just thickened by itself, and that is looking like a marvellous peppercorn sauce to me. The carrots are ready, practically boiled down. The green beans will be warm enough, so I'm going to get the potatoes out of the oven and I'm going to plate all this up. Okay, here we have some beautiful golden roast potatoes, which I'll put onto the plate. Might have overdone it with them, but I do like a roast potato, so they certainly won't go to waste. Looking very good indeed. Next we will add the carrots. Those carrots are done beautifully, nice and soft in that butter with the herbs on them. They're going to be delicious. We've got a bunch of green beans here to go with them. And then we have our chicken, which can sit here. And then we have this delicious peppercorn sauce. Look at that. That is going to be something, I tell you. Smothered, chicken smothered in peppercorn sauce. Beautiful. So this whole meal, I would say that's a restaurant quality meal, and that cost me £3.54. Now, I'm going to get stuck into this. I'm going to tell you how the whole thing tastes. That looks like one absolutely fantastic plate of food. And put a little salt on the potatoes. I'm going to take a little slice of that chicken and show you what it looks like inside, and then we'll take a taste of it. And for that, I tell you, I cannot wait. Look at that. Absolutely marvellous. If you did go to a restaurant for this, you would pay serious money for it. Those carrots, absolutely beautiful. The roast potatoes, nice and crisp on the outside, fluffy on the inside. No. Marvellous. That is a quality meal, folks. That is a quality meal. And as I say, I know it's a little bit more expensive than the stuff I normally do, but every now and again you've got to treat yourself, and this is what's happening here. That is marvellous. That chicken and the sauce, it's absolutely delicious. If you get a chance to try this, please do. You will not be disappointed. And if you do it the way I've done here, stick the veg on first, keep an eye on it all, and it all comes together at the same time. Very simple, really. So there it is, chicken in a peppercorn sauce. Restaurant quality food at a fraction of the price. So once again, can I say, if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this in the future, preparing absolutely beautiful meals at a relatively low cost, do consider subscribing to the channel. Many more to come. Many more inexpensive dessert recipes, soups. We've got some stews coming for the winter. I think we have a steak bake coming fairly soon, and various other things. So please do consider subscribing to the channel. In the meantime, I'm going to finish my dinner. This is an absolutely beautiful meal, and I thank you very much for watching.